Breaking Bad is an award-winning TV show that still stands the test of time as one of the greatest shows ever, and maybe one of the first where its spin-off stands on its own. The actors fully complement their brilliant writing in the show, with Cranston perfectly capturing the downfall of Walter White. Its story is structurally stable throughout the seasons, with a set destination on where Walt's story ends. It never loses focus on its objective, but has other character development to complement it. But it exceeds from here. Their use of symbols tell a deeper story behind each key themes tied to it. Breaking Bad uses the power of symbols to further explore each character and theme, as seen from Guilt's tied to the fly, Jesse's tied to insects, Walt's tied to the lily of the valley, and the Rison's tied to the dangers of crime. One episode that fully emphasizes this is the episode Fly. It contains our two protagonists, Jesse and Walt, stuck in a lab trying to kill a contaminant, a fly. The fly symbolizes Walt's guilt over his actions. No matter how hard he tries, he cannot get rid of it. The fly also represents how the guilt has contaminated Jesse and Walt's relationship. Walt's guilt has led to him continuously double down on his horrible actions. This hurt him, but it hurts Jesse more. They spend the whole episode trying to kill this fly, and Jesse was only successful as Walt was not there to intervene. Jesse was never able to shine under Walt as he was suppressed. Perhaps Jesse was less than he is now, but he is so much more. He has grown, learned from his mistakes, and is ready to make better decisions. But again, it was Walt who stopped him. So maybe the fly was never the contaminant, but Walter White. He singly committed more damage to the lab than the fly, and his actions dig a hole further. The whole episode contains so much extra story just from Jesse and Walt trying to kill a fly. It fully realizes the full power of how a story could be told. Another prominent symbol throughout the series was Jesse and insects. Throughout the show, we get to see Jesse's compassion towards insects on multiple occasions. He always inspected them with a sense of curiosity, almost like looking at a reflection. Jesse is considered a bug. Like Hank has said, getting criminals is like squashing bugs. You don't think about it. Jesse, like roaches and other insects, are survivors. They are willing to do anything to survive. There is always a greater threat out for them, but with their clever thinking, they manage to preserve themselves. They are the little guys, but you can't ever look down on them, because when push comes to shove, they'll shove back. This connection is only strengthened in the last season, where their operation relies on pest removal. Who are the pests in the meth business? Well, it's Jesse Pinkman. He may have become one of the most powerful criminals, but it doesn't change his good-hearted nature, which resulted in him leaving the business. He has simply done everything just to preserve himself, and when Walt came knocking, Hank offered him safety. Walt, knowing Jesse is gonna snitch, having nowhere to turn, he must exterminate Jesse in order Todd's uncle to do so, just like Todd makes pests go away. And when death came knocking, Jesse got lucky with his skills to cook meth, but it's only his willingness to survive that helped him through. The Lily of the Valley is an important plot point in the story because it displays Walt's destructive tendencies to get what he wants. The Lily of the Valley is a great representation of Walter White. On the outside, it is a sweet plant or man, but on the inside, it has hundreds of toxic traits that will end in your death. Jesse, in the same way, was exposed to the poison like Brock. He met Walt after high school and started cooking meth. His first perception of him was just a man who needed to make a quick buck, but as we progress, we get to see the dark side of Walt come to light. Same as how the doctor explained how Brock was probably poisoned through eating an innocent flower. Lastly, the ricin cigarette is a great representation of dangers of being in the meth business. In the pack, Jesse flips the cigarette containing the ricin so he wouldn't smoke it. This signals he is aware of the dangers and are actively participating in the business. The whole pack can represent the more he partakes in smoking / the meth business, the closer he is to his demise. The heavy use of symbols in Breaking Bad defines great television writing and writing in general. Being able to put two things together, telling a story and conveying an idea or message, is what makes symbols so great. Two people can have different takeaways from the same symbol, displaying its potency in discussion, which is something I came across gathering resources for the video. It brings a community together in a positive way instead of the modern hate mobbing or complete obsession with a character. Allowing the community to come together in this way is probably the main reason this show still stands the test of time, because the more people watch, the more ideas are generated. This concludes an analysis of Breaking Bad's use of symbols and how it adds to the story. Comment down below on what you think of Breaking Bad as a show, and as always, thanks for watching. Preview on the next video. Like and subscribe so I can quit my job.